Oh, I I like pressed the record button prematurely, but it's okay. Um, I was gonna make a video. I was gonna make another video on how do I say this? If you look back on your life, you obviously are not the same person you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, one day ago, a second ago. Just depends on like the increments that you're focusing on, you know. I know for a fact that I am not the same person I was, yeah, I mean, down to the second. Because every second I'm changing and moving, and, you know, everything is operating in a different timeline. But for, I don't know, simplicity's sake, let's just take 10 years ago, you know? We are constantly pushing forward into newer versions of ourselves, you know? And it's funny, I don't even know how I'm gonna try to put this like thought into words, but I feel like there are an infinite amount of versions of you that exist in reality on different timelines. You know what I'm saying? I think we associate so deeply and profoundly with the person that we see now that we forget that there are an infinite amount of, I want to say, versions of ourselves on different timelines. What does that even mean, though? So, like, what I'm trying to say is if, and I'm sure you are working on yourself because that's how you found this channel and that's how you resonate. That's why we were drawn together into this space. I'm sure you've been doing the work, or you've been inquiring, or you've been like, you value, I want to say, personal growth in general, you know, or like you resonate with things that resonate with your soul, you know. I feel like, how do I say this? Everything is highly impersonal. And I think that even though we have gone through a lot of interesting and painful and uncomfortable situations for most of our lives, I think that was purposeful in a way where those actual events happened to refine us. Does that make sense? So, what do I mean? Okay, so like let's use the example of like, you know how coal is just like, I don't know, some worthless piece of black rock mineral stuff that when put under pressure it becomes this shining and gleaming and hard diamond. But you see how like the coal needed to like encounter all that pressure and tension and stress in order to be transformed. It's almost like alchemy, you know? How like I don't know, the alchemists would turn different chemical agents into gold. It's the same thing from a different angle using different words. But yeah, you need to like go through all that pressure and stuff in order to transform. Is that the point I was trying to get to all this time? Holy camoli. Talk about complicated. um, yeah, so we needed to go through all that pressure and stress and tension in order to become who we are, which is a clear channel for higher frequencies to emanate from. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm in a place of my life where I'm like feeling so much peace, so much clarity, and I'm very grounded in who I am and what this is about, kind of, sort of. And I'm just kind of like living and savoring every moment of every day. You know, it doesn't matter like what the weather is. And when I talk about weather, I'm talking about people, man. People can be like compared to like weather. You know, you have some that are like rainbows and sunshine and clear skies, and you have some that are like pretty stormy. But I can like encounter all the different variations of weather, and I can still be profoundly at peace with myself because I have allowed myself to encounter all these pressures and strain and break down things that I am not so that I can become who I truly am. And I feel like you are also doing the same things, right? And why this is important, you know, I feel like some people will take the pressure and the pain and the tension and the stress that they were put under, and it'll make them feel like, I don't know, like resentment and hate and, I don't know, like really negatively, I guess. They'll form a very negative lens on life, you know, and then they'll live in that world. And take that lens and clean it. And then you'll see very clearly why you had to undergo all those things, you know? But I feel like it's really important for you to recognize that it's not personal, and it was all for your evolution and growth. And it was also that you could become who you really are in this world, and for you to be able to become a clear channel of high vibrational frequencies. And I don't know about you, but I've noted that whenever I enter like places or I encounter people, I have a tendency to do one of two things. One, I either, well, I want to say for the most part, I do. I elevate the energy in a space that I enter. You know, I bring balance and peace, or I elevate it. When I encounter people, more often than not, I have a tendency to kind of raise their vibration. You know, say they're feeling down or they're feeling angry or something. I can, you know, I think just the energy that we emit like helps to break up all that negativity and raise the vibration. You know what I mean? The second thing that happens is I aggravate people's demons, and I think you understand. Like people get, I don't know, just our presence, just our energy, I think aggravates people's demons, and that's when they get defensive, they attack, they get jealous, they get envious, and all we're doing is calling their demons out, you know. And the demons don't like that. So the entities, they don't like that. They don't like your light. So of course they're gonna go into fight mode, fight or flight, you know. And that's not personal either, you know. It is what it is. You know, you can't control that. You can just keep being you, which is a higher vibrational frequency, you know. I think it's really important to note that that's what you're doing, and to continually like to stay in that kind of high vibe frequency, because you are literally a transformative agent. You know, people encountering you, places encountering you, you're literally elevating that space. You're calling out people's demons, you know. you're shedding light on the dark, you know, and I feel like that is the purpose. On a spiritual level, that is the purpose, you know. So keep shining, keep clearing, keep being you, you know. And that's the thing I've noted, like I don't really have to do much, just like entering a space, just my energy, just my presence, just my vibration has a very transformative effect, you know. And I don't really have to do anything. All I have to do is stand by and watch, you know. It'll either like I said, like just kind of like cleanse out like lower vibrational energies, or it will call out really dense energies or entities that are attached to people. And man, the sun doesn't stop shining because it's afraid of the dark, you know. In fact, it brings light to the dark. So just be that sun and keep shining your light. Because I think, in fact, I feel that when you operate in such a way, you are actually helping the evolution process of the collective consciousness. You know, seriously, that is your service to the world. It's not like running frantically around and trying to save everyone. It's literally just being yourself and standing in your light and standing in that high vibrational frequency, that God frequency, and holding that space, holding that frequency, so that you can become a transformative agent on a spiritual level in this world. Because I mean, if I were to talk in terms of physical, like it's super spiritual, like the from an energetic standpoint, energy, inner God, energy. Get it? Energy, frequency, vibration. Think of life in those terms and you will see things on a whole nother level. A lot of people are just fixated on the physicality, the physical. Now, think of things as energy, vibration, frequency, light, sound. I swear to God, it'll shift your whole perception. You won't see things the same ever again. Anyways, dude, I don't even know if this video made sense. As per usual, nothing new. If you learned something cool, if you didn't learn anything, that's cool too. Blessings to one and all. Amen.